Greetings, comic friends. This is TGIW. Thank God it's Wednesday. This is a week of failures on my part. Just all over the place. Spectacular failures. So, first, last week, man, what was it, 4 books? That was nice. So, right now, here, I have 13. If the sweet spot is 10, 13 is above 10, because math. And this is actually, I'm actually 4 short. There were 4 books that were shorted. So, in reality, 17 books this week. That is unacceptable. I mean, I see what happened. I see what's going on. But it doesn't change the fact that that is way too much. And so that's failure number 1. That's number 1. And that's probably the biggest. That's the biggest failure. It's just too much stuff. The other failure, another failure, there's more. Another failure is that with the combination of just a bunch of stuff I had going on today, and despite being shorted 4 books, still had 13 in hand, I was not able to read them before recording this video. I sat down with the best intentions and I read through, I think I got through 3 of them, and I'm like, it's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. It was a long day today. I had a lot of running around to do. I didn't get home and then settled until like 8 p.m. At least. And so I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to push it. I'm just... I was getting flashbacks of like college, right? Of like, tomorrow I got this test, I'm behind on reading, I have to read all this stuff tonight, and you start reading and you get to a point like, I could keep going and reading, but it's not going to help. I'm not going to retain any of this. So it's like, I just need to stop. The sleep that I'll get will be of more benefit than it'll be to trying to read through this textbook at this point. I was getting those sorts of flashbacks. So like, I need to stop. I can talk about what I read, but other than that, I'll just be talking about what I got. So I'll do that. Let me filter through here and find the things that I actually read. I read through 4 things. I read through 4. That's not the worst. So I'll start with those. Let's see. First up, Fantastic Four number 2. So the last issue, number 1, I mentioned that I enjoyed, and I did. The issue they had with it wasn't anything about the book itself in a vacuum. It was a Fantastic Four number 1 that did not star the Fantastic Four, which was kind of an issue for me. It was a Thing story. It was a Thing and Alicia story out on the road. Similar to that, this is a one-shot of Reed and Sue. Something happens. It's a self-contained story. Ironically enough, it has a Thing on the cover, which, I mean, awesome cover. This is a great picture of the Thing, but this should have been on the last issue where it was just a Thing issue. This is a Sue and Reed issue. It has a story. It's a great story. I'm more okay with it being an issue 2. It's just like issue 1. Like, if you have an issue 1 of a team book, the team should be there. But I guess what they're doing. They next issue 3 is going to be, what is Johnny doing? At some point, hopefully, they all come back together. I'm not saying it's bad. Both stories were phenomenal. So I'm totally on board with this iteration of the FF. But my gripe still stands of issue 1, that it should have had all of them. But if that's where the last series left off, was them apart, I mean, it makes sense. It's just kind of weird to have a Fantastic Four #1 that doesn't have the Fantastic Four in it. Let's see, number 2, Secret Invasion #2. And I mentioned last time this. I'm breaking one of my yet another failure. I'm breaking one of my rules about doing these sort of event series. But Secret Invasion, man, first Secret Invasion was so much fun. I wanted to pick up this one. I read the first issue. It was great. This issue, it's not, by no means is it bad. It's interesting. It's engaging. I'll continue to read it. But that being said, and without giving anything away, it's a little how do I say this? So it's like between the first and second issue, it's like the scrolls are, haha, I got you. And then Shield, Maria Hill, or whatever is, haha, I wanted you to think that you got me, but I actually got you. And then the scrolls are like, ha, I wanted you to think that you got me, but that I got you, but you got me, but I actually got you. Like I understand, like, well, Shield and Scrolls are all about subterfuge and whatnot, but like, ugh, come on. The one-uppance is like, it is a bit too much. If there's a fourth layer on this as we go forward, I'm gonna lose it. But it's good. That was just a little like, come on. Let's see. Escape from Wyoming #2. So this is Bad Idea. We didn't have a Bad Idea book last week, and it's been, excuse me, 4 weeks since we had the last Escape to Wyoming. Escape to Wyoming #1 and Orc Island #1 came out on the same week. At that point, I had mentioned that I liked Orc Island #1 more, and I wasn't as impressed with Escape from Wyoming, which is still true. I did like Orc Island more, even more so that I've actually read 3 through 4. But after reading #2, I'm a little bit more open to Escape from Wyoming. I think this was a little bit better issue than the first one was. The general idea is that unbeknownst to humans, on Earth there is like a maximum security prison for aliens, and then there is an alien break, and it's in Wyoming, as the title suggests, and a local human sheriff gets wrapped up in it. And there's a lot of stuff going on, but it was good. I liked, and maybe Escape from Wyoming 1 was just so overshadowed by how great Orc Island 1 was at the time that Orc Island just left such a better impression on me at that time. But that's not to say that Escape from Wyoming was bad. But I do think I enjoyed this issue better. Whether it's because the issue itself was better or it wasn't being overshadowed, I don't know. But I did enjoy it more. The last one that I was able to get through this week is Sword of Azrael #5. For those of you playing at home that keep track of everything I get, meticulously in a spreadsheet, which I'm sure a number of you do because you care, I haven't been getting Sword of Azrael up to this point. I picked up #1 at one point, which I shared on a TGIW the week that I got it. And I read it, and I enjoyed it, but I forgot to add it to my pull file. And I just forgot about it. And then I noticed it somewhere. I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. I wanted to read it. So since then, I picked up 2, 3, 4 and read them, and I added to my pull file, and 5 came out this week. So, and it's really good. I will say it's an easy decision whether or not to buy this. If you care about Azrael, you should get this, because there are things that, like, it isn't just an Azrael story like a lot of limited series are. It changes. It has a very large effect on the character itself and his background and what he is. So this is a very important Azrael story if you care about Azrael. If you don't care about Azrael, I suggest not getting it, because so much of it ends up being about Azrael himself and not just Azrael's story. The story itself is just the general story is good, but if you care at all about the character of Azrael, it isn't. I think they underplayed, just by calling it Sword of Azrael. They've underplayed how important this 6-issue series is to the character. And I've read through issue 5. Maybe issue 6 will reverse it all, and it doesn't matter, and it's just an Azrael story after all. I don't know, but at this point, through issue 5, it seems pretty important to the core of the Azrael character of what's going on there. So, who knows? There's an issue left. You never know what can happen. All right, now moving on to the things that I haven't read. So I did pick up a couple of new number ones. One was inevitable. I just forgot to add it to a list. And the other one, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So the one that I forgot to add to the list that is just Moon Girl and Double Dinosaur. The first Moon Girl and Double Dinosaur was so good. Oh, we got Double Dinosaur right up there. If you haven't watched my latest series of CBCS unboxing videos, I was very happy with the Devil's Dinosaur coming back a 9.6. Very happy about that. So if you haven't watched those, go watch those. A lot of fun. Actually, everything up here, I completely replaced my wall with things that I got from my last CBCS opening. But I love Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. I think they're both great. I love the concept of Moon Girl on her own. Obviously, adding Devil Dinosaur to that is great. So this was a no-brainer. It's like I at some point I knew it was coming out. I'd meant to add it. I forgot, so I picked it up off the wall. The other thing that I got that probably isn't too surprising, but Miles Morales Spider-Man number 1. The reason that it is kind of surprising is I have never gotten a Miles Morales book before. And I've probably talked about this. Like, I missed the boat of Miles Morales. I stopped reading Ultimate Spider-Man before Miles Morales became Spider-Man of the Ultimate Universe. And then when he came over, after after the Ultimate Universe crumbled and he came over, I didn't pick up Miles Morales because I was like, well, I hadn't been reading him in Ultimate Universe because I'd stopped Ultimate stuff before then. Like, I don't have any connection to the Miles Morales Spider-Man. I just didn't, like, I don't have a connection to it. I'm okay without reading it. But now, since Miles has been in the Marvel Universe for so long, it's been unavoidable that I've read stuff with Miles Morales in it, and I do really like the character. So, like, you know what? And then Enter the Spider-Verse was, the movie was great and endeared me to the character even more. But I've had more exposure to Miles Morales, and not that I couldn't have picked up Miles Morales' books before, but there's never seemed like a good jumping on point. I'm a like. I jump on at number ones. it's that completionist in me. I can't jump in at number like 13 unless I plan on getting 1 through 12, and I didn't do that. So I decided to go ahead and take the leap. I picked up Miles Morales Spider-Man number 1. I'll read it. If I like it, I will keep reading it. If it turns out I still don't care about Miles Morales enough to carry an ongoing, then I won't. But we'll see. And I don't. Who's writing this? I don't remember who the creative team is. Wow, this is really thick stock. Whoa. Oh, weird. That's weird. So the cover is a thicker stock than normal, and the first 2 pages are the same thick stock, but then the rest is normal pages. All right, we're getting there. Oh, Ziegler. That's right. Ziegler is writing. The art looks good. Who's the art? Figure out what I'm doing for. Vicentini. I'm not familiar with Vicentini. Or maybe I am, I just don't know it, but the art looks great. So, yeah, Miles Morales Spider-Man, we'll see. And it is kind of like, this is my first Miles Morales book. And I've read stuff with it. I've read Spider-Man 1 and 2, obviously, because that falls under the Peter Parker 616 Spider-Man, so I've definitely read that. But Miles was in that, and other stuff as Miles has shown up in. But yeah, I've Miles has grown on me, so like, yeah, let's give it a shot. Let's see, Nectara. So this is a one-shot Nectara Val special, which it seems this probably should have been like the first special. She's the main character of the book, and she's just getting a special now. They had Blacktop Bill, and maybe it was just Blacktop Bill special. Yeah, that's probably it. But we'll probably get some more background on her. I do still really like Nectara. It feels like it's been a really long time since there's been a Nectara book, like from the main series. Let's see. Let's group these two together. We have TMNT number 135. We are in Armageddon game, and then the Armageddon game number 3. I'm enjoying this, like unequivocally. I'm enjoying this. What I'm thinking about is more of a, not about the Armageddon game or TMNT. It's just about things in general. But if you're only reading the Armageddon game and not reading Turtles, you're missing out a lot. Likewise, if you're only reading Turtles and you're not reading Armageddon game, you're missing a lot. They are meant to be read together. So, if that is the case, if it's the case that in order for this thing to make sense, to have both of them, then in my opinion, they should just both fall in the same title, right? Have TMNT 135 and this be TMNT 136. Probably not coming out in the same week. And I see what they're like. They want to double up on it. They want to be able to release 2 books in the same week, so they have to be different titles. But I don't know. It's not like your other, like your DC or Marvel events where you can just read the event title and be okay. You don't have to read, right? You could read Secret Invasion and not read the Secret Invasion Avengers tie-in, and you'll be okay. And vice versa, you could probably just read the Avengers tie-in and like, the Secret Invasion thing is coming on. There's like scrolls. Okay. These, that's not the case. You get important plot points to the entire arc in both. So at that point, I feel like they should have just made it an arc. But that's not why. That's why I'm not an editor or publisher of a comic book company, right? Because that wouldn't make as much money. I did. This is what's better for the fans, and what makes more sense. It's not what makes more money. Like, wow, that's what gets you fired. All right, next, Batman 130. Zdarsky with the backup of the Batman of Zen R Year 1. What's going on in Batman? See, this is why I like reading the book before I do these videos, because I without having read them, like I forget what happened a month ago. Why is Batman falling through space? What don't I remember? Whoa, wait a second. I feel like I'm... Oh, that's right. Failsafe. Got it. See, that's all I needed. I just needed a quick reminder of generally what's going on. And like, oh, okay, failsafe. Now I remember all of it. Well, not all of it, but, you know. So, yes, this has been fun. This idea of failsafe. The thing that Batman created to defeat Batman, and it is on the loose, has been fun. Spider-Man number 3. So we have so end of Spider-Verse. All the Spider-Verse. Oh, is this Spider-Hulk? I do love me some Spider-Hulk. All these characters have been fun, like the Black Cat, Spider-Woman, or Spider-Person. I don't know. But yeah, the Spider-Verse, all that stuff has always been fun. So looking forward to that. Ghost Rider number 9. I've been a little bit critical of this lately. I feel that as a Ghost Rider book, we haven't gotten a lot of Ghost Rider. We have Exhaust. This character is Exhaust. And I have to say, it is... The book is whetting my palate for more Ghost Rider, but it's not delivering it. Like, I'm sitting here thinking, like... And this is bad thinking, but I'm working on this Daredevil run, and I'm thinking, I might want to do a Ghost Rider run next. Slow your roll, Titan. Let's get through one at a time. But it's good. I think I mentioned before. It's kind of, that book is kind of on notice, and I'm a big Marvel fan, right? And when you're a Marvel fan, you understand. This is part of what you love about Marvel. It's not always like action and stuff going on. There's a lot of exposition and character development and things like that, and I love that about Marvel. I don't think DC does nearly as good of a job with it as Marvel does, and that's what really attracts me to Marvel. But at some point, something needs to happen. Something that the tolerance only goes so far. And the last one that I have, the variants number 5, and it's as close as we get to an Exiles, a proper Exiles right now, and it's good. I do like Jessica Jones, but these different versions of her, and which like are they all on the up and up is good. The books that were shorted that I'm missing is, and they're all really good ones that I was looking forward to. Daredevil number 6, because that's been great. Predator number 5, which has also been fantastic. Dark Web number 1, which, yeah, I want to read that. And Punisher 2099 from the 2099 stuff that I get, which I also really enjoy. So, yeah. Oh, well. All right, so what else? So a couple of episodes ago, I mentioned that I'd gotten some stuff because the creators of the Beauty and their new book, The Approach, had come to a local comic shop, and I'd gotten a couple copies of The Approach and the Top Cow pilot season of the first appearance of the Beauty, both signed by them. And I wanted to buy a shirt. They had shirts for The Approach, and the symbol on it, the graphic on it was really cool. And I asked to get that, but they ran out of my size. Well, it was great. They printed some more and sent, because this was them. They were on tour. They were physically in the store, but they went ahead and sent. Once they had more made, they sent my size to the store so I could actually get it. So that came in today. So I got that shirt. I mean, that's cool. That's super cool. Especially if you've read The Approach and you kind of get an idea of what that's about. It was just a really cool graphic. And the back has like the places. It's like a band tour short, The Approach Tour 2022, all the places that they hit up. But I was more like, that's just a cool sort of logo. So that showed up today. I was happy about that. And then another big failure of today. So many. So I've told myself, and I've told multiple people that because they'll send me pictures of stuff. They'll mention that they saw this someplace. I should get it, of like a pop. Like, oh man, they have this pop. I get them all the time. And I'm like, no. I'm out of the pop game. I have an amount of pops, not an egregious amount. But, I mean, you know, as a comic nerd, like, or just a nerd in general, like, oh, that's really cool. I really like that character. You just kind of accumulate some of them over time. I've never really been huge into them. But it got to the point where it's like, I don't have space, right? I have enough. I have sort of like my main characters. I'm good. I'm out of the pop game. I'm out of it. It got me because I saw this and I tried so hard to resist, but I couldn't. So, and I don't think this is new. It's probably just I just never saw it before. But it is Bruce Banner and the Hulk, a la Hulk #1. Given my still semi-recent acquirement of a Hulk #1 and my love of the Incredible Hulk, especially of that iconic cover, but to have that Bruce Banner and the Gray Hulk in his gray garb that's on the cover, but I don't think he ever actually wears. Like, I can't resist. And I'm gonna have to take it out just because you can't, like. Well, first I take all my pops out because that's what I get them for. But you can't see the Hulk enough, and I want to have one right in front of the, like, directly in front of the other, like it is on the cover of Hulk 1. I don't know where I'm gonna put it because I mean, despite how much I wanted this, doesn't mean that I'm not still out of room. But I'm sure I'll figure it out. It was too beautiful. It's too beautiful. But it is another failure. I've told myself and told so many people I'm out of the pop game. No more pops. No more. And here we are. But for real, now, I'm out of the pop game. This is it. This is the last one. Until they make, you know, which they probably already have, I just haven't seen it, of an Amazing Fantasy 15 SpiderMan with the, you know, doing the thing with the Lord save me if they come out with that. If they have, please don't tell me, because then I'll go look for it. But yeah, I think that's. I got the comics, I got the shirt, I got the pop. I think that's it. All right, so that's all. I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm not going to read any more comics tonight. I'm going to go to bed because I am sleepy. It is getting late, especially for Old Man Titan. So that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how your week went for you. It was big for me. I think maybe in general just kind of a big week, but when it's a big week for me, it's way too big. So I don't know. I mean, a couple of number ones. What's some limited series stuff? Number of limited, whatever. There's no excuse. I need to stop making excuses. I'm just a failure. All right, like and subscribe, all that stuff. I love you all, and more than anything, don't forget to make yours Titan. This video was brought to you by Titan Comic Pressing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Titan Comic Pressing LLC.